Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Kimberly again. Today we're going to be doing more watercolors and we're trying the washi tape on the page again. Do you guys remember? If you haven't seen, there's a video where I completely destroy a page trying to do washi tape masking. But this time I put it on the sleeve of my shirt before I put the washi tape on the page, and that ends up doing the trick. So sorry, I'll spoil the ending. It works. So it just takes a little bit of the sticky off, and it's still sticky enough to mask things, but not too sticky. So, okay, before I get ahead of myself, we are in Malachi chapter 3, and the whole chapter I felt could be summarized in one basic word, and that was faithful. Either we choose to be faithful or we choose to forsake God. Malachi makes it pretty clear this is a black and white choice. And then he lists ways that God says we can kind of show or express our faithfulness to him. And so I wanted to put an image on this page that reminded me of something that was faithful, and I was just praying. And as I was actually doing this page, I thought of Old Faithful from Yellowstone, but I had already done these trees. So we're doing these trees, and I was thinking, you know, evergreen trees are just so faithful. They just stand there and stand there and stand there, and they grow forever. And for the most part, they stay strong. They don't bend a lot in the wind. I live in Oregon, where we have a lot of beautiful evergreen trees, especially up in the mountains. And they are just so faithful. The only thing that really knocks them out is disease or fire around here. So I just thought evergreen trees would be fun to try to paint. And we're going to do this masking technique. I wanted to do it because I want to show you a couple of things. One, that this is a technique anybody can do. Two, this really highlights the best of what watercolors do. And three, we're going to make a bunch of different colors of green from one base green. Now I'm using Prima Paints Decadent Pies set, so it has this beautiful kind of olive green in it, but we're going to add other colors to that olive green to make more greens. So you could do this same concept with any set. There I just added some blue to the green and made it a teeny bit it made it a little bit more teal, but as it's going down on the page, it looks like a really bright, beautiful green. And if you see, I am dotting this around. I am not doing any rhyme or reason. There I added brown. Oops, too much brown. We'll save that for the trunk for later. So there I just picked up some green again, and I'm adding just a touch of brown because I want to make kind of a more olivey green to drop in here. And I'm just using a lot of water. See how it spreads right there? And I'm allowing the watercolors to kind of blend and do their own thing. And I'm hoping that by the end, we'll come up with these kind of cool looking abstract evergreen trees that just have all sorts of shades of greens and browns in them that just makes them really pretty. So I want you, if you're struggling with watercolors, I want you to let go of your worry, because watercolors do their best when you just let go and you put water on your page and you drop paint into it. And so that's why I thought this technique would be kind of fun, because you don't have to worry about staying in any lines. You don't have to worry about your page bleeding, because watercolors don't bleed through. There's not really a wrong way. And because we're not making trees that look exactly like a tree, you don't have to worry about it turning out, so to speak, because we're doing this abstract concept of a tree instead of a literal tree. So I hope that you experiment with this, and you could use this same technique to do so many different things. You could make waves, you could make fun stripes, you could make chevron stripes, you could make other kinds of trees, you could make layers of land, like if you want to make different layers of green hills or something like that. You could do this with mountains. There's just, you could use this washi tape technique and then just dropping colors of paint into the washi tape or into the areas that aren't taped, and see what it creates in the end. And that's part of the mystery of watercolors, is that you don't know exactly what they're going to do until you get to the end. And I think that's kind of a little fun walk of faith. So here I am, I'm doing what you're not supposed to, and I'm using my heat tool, one, to kind of just keep this moving along, and two, I'm just impatient and I want to see what this turns out like. But it's kind of, it could be a catch-22 because I could be gluing the washi tape to my page. And I do have to say it was stickier after using the heat tool than it would have been without the heat tool. So if you have time to just let your page sit, I would definitely do that instead of using a heat tool. But I didn't want to let it sit. I'm impatient. Maybe I need to work on that. So here I'm just taking one of the blues from the set, and I watered it down quite a bit, and I'm just dropping it in the white spaces of the page to kind of make a fun background. And I just love the blue against the green, and just think that's really pretty. And again, I just put water down and paint down and splashed the blue in. Super easy. Anybody can do this. I'm just having so much fun playing with water and watercolors, and I really like the technique of dropping kind of different shades of the same color in on each other like we did here, although I did mix in some browns into the green. But do you see how simple this is? And I honestly have no idea how this is going to turn out. And now I'm starting to peel up the washi tape, and it could be the weirdest looking page, or it could turn out kind of cool. But see, I like to experiment and just try new things. And sometimes they turn out terrible, like the last time I tried to do washi tape masking. And sometimes they turn out kind of cool. And I kind of like how these trees turn out. And in fact, I was thinking that I was going to go into these white spaces where the washi tape is and paint some more green, like maybe a lighter shade, a couple of lighter shades of green. But as I'm peeling away the washi tape, I really love the white space that got left behind, and it keeps the trees really abstract, and your eye almost fills in the green for you. So when you look at the page as a whole, you don't see the washi tape stripes because your eye knows that's a tree, and your eye just goes and fills in all the parts of the tree that aren't there. It's actually kind of a cool illusion. So I'm probably going to be doing this technique more. So I am painting in some trunks here. I decided the trees needed some trunks, and that was part of my original plan, but that's the only white space I decided to fill in. And do you see, I did a white, I can't talk. I did a light wash of brown, and then I dropped in a little bit more of that same brown, just to give the trunks a little bit of dimension. So here we have these fun abstract trees that were totally easy to paint, and I think turned out pretty fun. I'm just going to heat set this whole page because next we're going to do some hand lettering again. I've had some requests on how to do that again, and so I love practicing it myself. I'm by no means an expert. I'm in the practicing stages too, but I'll just kind of walk you through what I do. If you are nervous about writing in pen immediately, then go ahead and write in pencil first. But I know I can tend to be a little bit perfectionistic, and if I write in pencil too many times, then I just end up feeling like everything looks wrong. And so I'm just going in with pen. It's either going to turn out or it's not, and I'm totally okay with that. Because one of my favorite sayings that I say all the time is, it's about your heart, not about the art. The art is the fun, expressive form of what's going on in the depths of your heart. So, you know how the Bible says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and it doesn't say make a beautiful noise unto the Lord. Well, same with our Bible pages. Totally okay for them to turn out ugly, because our heart is in the right place, right? So just let go of having to be perfect or near perfect. Let go of any fears that keep you from doing what you want to do, and trying new things, because this is just, it's just part of our faith walk here, and expressing our gratitude towards God and hanging out and spending time with Him. Now you'll see as I wrote out the letters, I'm writing pretty slow, and this is double speed. So this is sped up. So if you can imagine how much slower, like double the amount of time, and you'll see how much time I spent writing the letters. And I often wrote one at a time or only two at a time, even though it looks like I wrote the whole word in cursive in one fell swoop. That helps control the letters a little bit better too. So I've had to learn to slow down a lot when it comes to my hand lettering, because I always thought it looks like you just kind of whip it out and do it fast and quick and it looks pretty, but no, actually slow and methodical is good. And God keeps asking me to slow down, so why not practice some of these things that actually slow me down in my art? So I'm doing the faux calligraphy, and for that, anywhere you draw the letter and your line goes down, like on the left side of those F's and on the left side of the L, you can see it's a downstroke. You just thicken that. And that's all that faux calligraphy is. It really is that simple. And it just takes a while to learn how to work with your own handwriting, how to style it the way you want to. So it just takes practice. I do a lot of art journaling, and I've been practicing handwriting in my art journals and on scratch paper and in different places. So it does help to practice too, because then you start to see how you like to form the letters and what you like them to look like. And if you don't like them, you can try again without all the pressure of being on a Bible page. So I'd just encourage that too. There's a ton of really good hand lettering tutorials here on YouTube. So if you want to get into that, I don't feel good enough at it to be a teacher yet, more than what I've shown you here, but there are some really great teachers for hand lettering ideas and techniques here on YouTube. Just put in the search engine hand lettering and you will find more than you can imagine. So I'll refer you to them until I get better at this. But for now, this hand lettering is good enough for me. And I'm kind of liking how my practice is coming along. I surely couldn't get paid to do hand lettering on like invitations or things like that, but that's not the level of skill I'm reaching for either. I'm just wanting to play with it. It feels really kind of fun and expressive and playful to me. Now I'm outlining this word. I saw this from Scribbling Grace. She outlines her words against watercolors often. She'll outline them in white, and I just think it looks so pretty, and so I decided to give that a try. And I do like how that turned out. So that was the white Uniball Signo gel pen. I'll have a link for those in the comments too. They are the best white gel pen on the market, and I've tried so many. These just write so smooth and beautiful, and the pigment that comes out is really clear. And anyway, I'm in love with that white gel pen. And on Amazon, I buy 3 at a time because they come in a 3-pack. Now I just date stamped the page with some permanent ink. That one I used Stays On. I also like Ranger's archival ink. I just actually have that packed up because I'm leading an art class at my church today. So my other permanent ink is packed up. And now I'm just taking a tab. If you guys remember, I have a little baggie full of tabs that I stamped out of watercolored paper that I watercolored, and then I just used a tab punch and did a whole bunch of tabs at once. Boy, these have come in handy. And so I knew I had some green ones in there, so I picked a green one. Almost looks like I made it for this page, doesn't it? And I just wrote on there, "Remain faithful," in smaller letters, just in my regular handwriting. Put it down with some tape roller. You could use any kind of glue or tape that you have. I'm adding a little bit of this fun blue lacy looking washi just for a little bit of more texture, because I love texture and layers of things. And so I thought that just would add a fun another color of blue to the page. Well, goodness, guys, we just did a lot, and I hope you got some new ideas and new tips and tricks. And if you did, I hope that you'll subscribe and stay around, because I really love hanging out here together. All right, bye-bye.